Hola, bonitos and bonitas. Welcome back to another episode of Inspire to Rewire. Today I want to talk about relationships. And I mean all type of relationships that we have in our life. Even the relationship that we are unaware of, like the one we have with our earth. I would like to start off with talking about the relationship we have with ourselves. And how this relationship can cause a mess for us with other humans and all that is around us. If we don't care enough for ourselves, nor love ourselves enough, it's hard for us to do this with anyone or anything else. Relationships can get messy when we have the tendency to have hopes and expectations on people to satisfy our needs and wants. When in all actuality, the only one who can satisfy our needs and wants is ourselves. Relationships can also get very messy because of all of the baggage we carry around as individuals inside of us. And we expect someone else to fill the void inside of us that we don't even know how to fill ourselves. And with all right, most of us doesn't even know that the void is there in the first place. When we don't know that it's there, we can often do more than just expect things from others. We can also project our own realities onto others. And when we do things like this, we can actually affect other people around us into doing something else because of our own projections. They might interfere with the way that they actually want to go about things. Many of us has our ego very present without actually knowing that we are attached to our ego and identify with it. Our ego is filled with stuff that isn't us at all. And it's a me mentality and what others people can do for me. How other people should serve me for me to feel validated or loved. We seek so much outside of us when we have everything we need in the universe we all have within us. Expectations most often leads to disappointment. Can you even imagine how lovely it would be if we loved people for who they are, unconditionally? How much better we would feel as individuals because things wouldn't get to us. We would just accept people for who they are, exactly as they are. Understand that everyone has their own journey, everyone has to walk their own path, and some people might be on your level, others might be behind you, and others might be in front of you. We wouldn't get frustrated or disappointed because we would never expect or hope someone else to do anything for us at any point. We would go into a state where we would just appreciate everything in another person for who they are. But to be capable of doing this, we have to first take care of the most important relationship, and that is the one we have with ourselves. The better that relationship gets, the better all our relationship gets. Admittance is the key to start the healing right. We must first let everything come to surface and admit towards ourselves that we might have some work to do on ourselves as well as within ourselves. Relationship has its difficulties to it, but they can also be extremely exceptional life lessons. We can learn so much about ourselves through all our relationships that we have in our life. All our relationships that you have around you is a reflection or a mirror depending on how you see it. What is needed is presence and awareness to be able to see it this way. It's always about perspectives. It can happen in our relationships that we sometimes speak two different languages when interacting with people. You can say one thing with one intention, and the person across you hears something else. They hear you, but they don't truly listen. They don't truly listen to understand. And with all due respect, they might not even be capable of listening to understand, because their ego and trauma and all that comes with that is in the way. And it clouds their heart and soul from being the captain of that body and mind. They receive your words and hear with their traumas and wounds. They can't clearly hear you, and they start to respond to you or attack you instead of taking what you say to heart. Once you start to heal the most important relationship that you have, the one that you have with yourself, the space between you and unhealed people actually might grow. It can often be that you are on two different sides of the table. And that's okay. Always stay true towards yourself. Don't stay in any relationship where you have to please others, not your partners, not your lovers, not your siblings, not your family, nor your friends. When you face them in situations, you actually also face a part of yourself. Don't ever let anyone make you feel like you owe something towards anyone, because you don't. If people choose to support you, they should do that because they want to, not so they can expect or have something on you. When an act is done genuinely from the heart, that act has no expectations. I found us as humans pretty interesting species, because I don't think we love people for who they are. We often love people for what they can do for us, or how they can please us and make us feel. Your own growth should never ever have to be negotiated towards someone else's pleasures or fears. And I know that many of us want to feel wanted and needed. Sadly, many of us want our ego to be stroken. Me, myself, I didn't understand the concept of ego until I got to taste my own. And let me tell you, that didn't taste all too well. But once I could understand the ego in me, I could see it so clearly in others. I have difficulties with this at times because it's hard for oneself to see one's ego if one has never felt the separation of self and the ego. The ego is a program within us all that runs in many of us by autopilot. It coexists with all our wounds and traumas, and is connected to certain emotions that doesn't bring out the best in us. We are all broken people until we realize we are broken and start to do the shadow work on ourselves. Until then, I do believe that many of us have the tendency to do things unintentionally. All demons or dark souls walking this earth is just beautiful angels who have lost their way. Love and light is the key to healing. Jealousy and many other emotions that can be felt from the inside playing out towards someone else always boils down to the part within you that needs and wants to heal. It's just an unawareness there, that parts of you are unhealed. I once was lost myself, but now I am found. It took me some time to figure out the relationship with myself. How hard and harmful I could be towards myself at times, and how I was trying to please and make everybody happy and feel comfortable. This was not a nice act towards myself, nor to other people I had or have a relationship with. Love is being honest. It's hard to be true to someone else if we aren't true towards ourselves. To mirror someone or call them out on their bad behaviors can be a hard thing to do at times, but that is love. To be in a relationship where everyone just echoes what the ego wants stroken isn't genuinely a loving act. To love is to be honest and true. To make someone aware of their negative character isn't always popular, depending on where the individual self is at mentally. Unconditional love is so powerful, and it was a path I had to walk myself to understand. Today, I love people unconditionally, within respecting my own boundaries and what I need for me. This has made a shift in me, a huge shift in me, and a shift in the dynamics I have in my relationships as well. I think many of us, when we go into a relationship, particularly with a lover, we have the vision of what we want. I think many of us has an idea of what we want that has been created from society and our environment. But the better we understand ourselves, the better we know what we want and actually need. Many go into a relationship that can feed the ego rather than feeding the soul. I think most people use relationships as a coping mechanism. They haven't healed from something from their past, and instead of confronting their inner world, they grasp outwards. Sometimes people cling or hang on to whatever object their hands can catch. Anytime a relationship or a friendship is used as a form of escapism, it slows down your process and eventually causes chaos in your field. It is extremely rare to see two people in a relationship for the evolution of their own soul, as then becomes an expansion of the human consciousness. Holy relationships or friendships emerge through radical self-honesty. It's not rare that people go into a relationship as a way of hiding themselves, pretending to be something that they are not. In this way, people create a subtle tension throughout the relationship that resorts in blame-shame tactics, which turns a once romantic connection into a battle with the enemy. The ego subconsciously wants an enemy to cast its own shadows upon. This way, the ego doesn't have to take responsibility for its own path. The incapacity to responsibility for the path you walk is a mood of living in denial. In a holy connection, both parties take full responsibility for their shortcomings and calmly grow into a healthier state of consciousness. Relationships, friendships can be one of the most powerful catalysts of a metaphysical growth, as long as both people are willing to take a look at themselves within. When two people are raw and vulnerable with one another and are unafraid to dive into their own shadows and do the sacred work without casting blame or shame onto each other, during this fragile yet powerful process, a big shift happens. Not only within the two in the relationship or friendship, but also into the collective. It becomes a butterfly effect that branches out in many beautiful ways to everyone around, as well as onto our beautiful earth. Love is a way of living, and it starts from within. I know for a fact that I was a lot of things my boyfriend didn't want when we met, as he had a vision of what he thought he wanted. the more he healed, the more he came to see me as the soul I am, clearly, and understand that I was exactly what he both wanted and needed. I see this as a problem amongst plenty. That's why I can say with full transparency that you won't be able to find what you want or need until you start to peel off the layers of protection and programs and indoctrinations that you carry around. Once you become more of who you truly are, then you truly understand yourself and all that is around so much better. Many of us has this list of things we want in a person. And it's not uncommon that the list we have of the qualities and criteria of what he or she should have, we ourselves don't even have 10% of what we seek from another. We as humans block ourselves in so many different ways, where we don't give ourselves the room or space to grow, because we have this fixed idea in our mind that wasn't even ours to begin with. It was installed in us. The best thing two people can do in any relationship is to work on themselves. And not everyone is willing to really do the work. And I'm so thankful that I have found someone that was willing and still is. And I'm so proud of everyone around me walking this beautiful paradise of earth that is really doing the work. Even when no one is looking, like really doing the work for themselves. Because this has such an effect on everything and everyone around us. Collectively, you as an individual are doing so much work collectively by just doing the work on you. And I applaud you. Today I can share a love I never thought I could experience because I never thought it existed. Because I didn't know that love existed inside of me. The relationship that Matrix has put up for us isn't anything I have no interest in partaking in. I am grateful to say that I am surrounded by so many beautiful spirits that are all facing themselves, no matter how hard and difficult it is. That we all go into the darkness with light and know what powers we find within ourselves when we go against our own shadows as well as the earth's. We are all love and light. And the more time we spend on judging people, the less time we have to love and understand them. And I think many of us know our closest circle's friends' names and what they like on a superficial level. But how many of us truly know the people around us when most of us barely even know ourselves? Just because we know people's name doesn't mean we know them. We only know what they allow us to know. We live in a world where there is so much that is left unspoken for various reasons. Life is about finding and creating yourself. And when we give our power to someone else to control our emotions, they become our masters. And we have a lot of complicated relationship around us, with friends and even with ourselves. And when we can admit this and let this come to the surface with the things that we battle on the inside, and we are able to take a good look at ourselves in the mirror and maybe see how other people are reacting. Maybe other people around us have a reaction towards us in situations that we dislike. I think we need to stop and ask ourselves, am I like that? Do I have any characteristics, or do I do that in any type of way? We need to look more at ourselves within the reflection of a relationship with others. Because in that way we can learn so much about ourselves. And just as we have a complicated and destructive relationship to humans, we also do with our earth. Our earth is suffering, and it's all our doing. The relationship we have with our earth is not a loving one, rather a disconnected one. Trees have community underground. Nature, bugs, and animals work in a system where it's a teamwork as well as a community system. It is all connected. If we could adapt some of what nature provides us with, which is sustainability, we as people could together start to live more sustainable and honor the earth as our mother, our home, and our nurturer. We wouldn't be anything without our earth. No technology would be able to give us what the earth gives us. And how do we even show gratitude towards her? How often do we give back to her? The earth is conscious and it is community oriented. Our ecosystem is our teacher. Our earth is teaching us all the time. She talks to us through her ways of purging, global warming, natural disasters, and so on. We are not living sustainable. God gave us all as individuals the opportunity to choose, and we must take the responsibility as individuals. What we do to the earth, we are doing towards ourselves. And what we do towards ourselves, we do to the earth. All of the creation is connected together. It can either help us to expand or get more destroyed. Every choice we make can either make a benefit towards our earth or make more of a damage. For us to escape this matrix, we need to reconnect with ourselves. The problem is with most people, who wants to change when they don't have to? Everyone is so comfortable within their own survival. A big part of the population is surviving comfortably, living on credit cards, and are accustomed to entertainment and distractions. This boat is sinking, and instead of pouring out water, each and everyone taking their responsibility, we are actually pouring more water into the boat and putting the blindfold on while doing so. A lot of the damage we have done can seem like it's impossible to fix or save. Many of us feel like we have gone too far and have lost hope or don't believe in the individual impact. We just need to take one small step at a time. Our ancestors are supporting us. Just as we are the heroes we need for our own betterment, so are we the heroes that this earth needs. The more knowledge we accumulate about how much in damage our earth is, the bigger the rescue can take place. Just as the more you understand how damaged you are on the inside, the bigger the rescue you can do for yourself, as well as all the relationship around you. I am so sure many of you have seen shows like Our Planet and Animal Planet. Every single time I watch it or something within that category, I just see art unfold in front of me. It is all so very beautiful how everything is in symbiosis and working together and connected and so amazingly thought through. Everything is amazing. Life is everywhere and it is all connected. When God created this world, He created art. He created beauty. He created a paradise. God didn't create this unintentionally, just as He didn't create you unintentionally. You are walking earth. You are beauty. If there is anything in this world that should be labeled perfect, it's everything God created just as it was, before us humans came in and destroyed it. The beauty of knowing that is that we as humans can restore what we destroyed in cooperation and in symbiosis with Earth and all its earthlings. We need to heal all the relationship around us. The relationship we have with the people around us, the relationship we have with our earth, and most importantly, with ourselves, because that's where it all starts. Always. Somewhere inside all of us is the power to change the world. Become one with your power. You are so powerful and the hero that this world needs. We need our earth to survive. We are connected to all plants, as many of them has healing powers and are very nutrient for us. All of nature, every rock and tree has a life to it. Everything has a consciousness. Our relationship with earth should be nothing else but thriving and loving. Our relationship with ourselves should be the same, thriving and loving. All the bugs and insects on this earth plays a significant part in the cycle of life. Nothing on this earth doesn't have a part to play in all life cycles of consciousness. Heal the relationship you have with yourself. Heal the relationships you have around you, and heal the relationship you have with our Mother Earth. Everything starts from within. Thank you all again for giving me the most valuable thing we have, your time. I do highly appreciate everyone listening to me, sharing my experience and thoughts. I send blessings and love and healing to all of you. Namaste.